Welcome back to Advance Wars 2. Last time, Sonya completely owned her evil counterpart. This time, Kanbei goes to reclaim a town, but, as the description says, the enemy's new weapon awaits, and yes, they have laser cannons apparently. You know, it's very convenient that we're hearing all of this. Yeah, that's actually a pretty sneaky plan. Yeah, otherwise the player wouldn't have a chance of winning. But, yeah, apparently they're bait. So, this seems like an interesting mission, and we'll see how this plays out once we get into it. For Mission 22, Duty and Honor! Yeah, I love this one as well, from a character perspective. And yeah, Sonya obviously knows it's a trap, and Kanbei's like, yeah, I've got to charge it anyway. And here, once again, yeah, Sonya does come off as sort of a bit cold here. Didn't you learn your lesson in the, last mission? Exactly, yeah. And yes, Kanbei does have a point here. And again, this mission, what the last one did for Sonya's character, this one really does for Kanbei's. But that's not the main point I want to mention here. The main point here is these things. These things here are the laser cannons. Up there, those 10 yellow cities there, those are the cities you have to protect. Now, you might notice here that this is not only a Kanbei mission, but it's pre-deploy as well. I said earlier that Kanbei is pretty ridiculously broken in pre-deploy missions. So you might be thinking, wow, this is going to be very easy. Well, you might not entirely want to count on that. Let's just say, see those laser things? You might want to stay out of their range. But for the time being, it's safe to go into range. It won't be eventually, but it will be now, just saying. Also, yeah, seeing as this is pre-deployed, you do need to conserve your units. Then again, the fact they are Kanbei's units and thus are ridiculously powerful, and I probably should have, yeah, put my medium tank up there and not move the tank up there, but still. You need to really think about unit placement in this mission, and again, conserve your units because you don't get any back. At the very least, this means that Kanbei's main downsides aren't in play here at all, but you'll want to remember it. Now, you are going to have to get attacked, and there is a lot standing in between you and those cities. If those 10 cities are all captured, you lose the mission instantly, and that's what those infantry there are for. Fortunately, as Flack said in the intro, they are going to be moving very slowly, but they will get there eventually. Now, chances are a few of the cities will be taken before you can get there, but don't worry, as long as all of them are still safe, you will not lose this. But yes, we already knew this. But, yeah. And again. So, yes, the laser won't fire every turn. And once again, yep. You lose if those 10 cities at the top are captured. Now, if you hold B and check the range of these things, you'll see that they fire in left, right, up, down in a straight line all around them. And you will need to be very, very careful of that. If a unit is in the path of the laser, they take a whopping 5 HP damage. Yep, the same amount as being hit by a cannon. Not only that, but the laser passes through everything in its path, so everything within that line takes damage. Now, I believe, I'm not entirely sure whether or not enemy units are affected by this one. So yeah, I know that there is one later in the game that does not affect enemy units. I actually can't quite remember whether or not this one does affect enemies or not. But anyway, what you want to do here is, this is where knowing the mission in advance really helps you. Get out of the laser range this turn. Yeah, if you don't know that, you are probably going to have to restart this. I know it is sort of annoying. Now, the other thing, these lasers can be attacked just like cannons can. It's not necessary to destroy the lasers to finish the mission, but it can help. Especially if you really need to be in a certain place. But anyway, yes, the laser does fire now. It fires every second turn, and if you do not know that, you're in for some serious trouble. So, yeah. Did anything get hit that time? Please tell me nothing got hit. I sure hope nothing got hit. I'm pretty sure I set things up so nothing would get hit. Anyway, remember that the infantry and mechs pretty much have the same movement range, because even though the mechs are slower, they do have less cost on terrain, and good, nothing got hit. Right, now, today is non-laser day, and you want to capitalize on that. So again, you always have to remember which day is laser day and which day isn't. And again, if you don't remember that, things can get pretty bad if you forget when the laser's about to fire. Don't want to put the rockets there, because if I did put it there, then in order to fire on the laser next turn, it'd have to stay in range of the laser, and then that wouldn't end well at all. But anyway, your indirect units are your best bet at taking out the laser, but interestingly enough, mechs actually work pretty well too, so yeah. But again, since this is non-laser day, we need to take this time to advance up the road as fast as possible, because as you may have noticed, the second laser's arc of fire covers this entire road, and that means that we want to be off the road by next turn. So we want to get as many of our units as far along the road as possible, but so they can get off the road next turn, because that, again, as we say, is laser day. And again, you want to keep your infantry alive so you can recapture any of the cities that you lose, because, yeah, recapturing them is definitely going to be quite helpful, because that'll slow down the enemy's attempts at winning. Okay, this tank is kind of going to be oh wow, that did quite a lot. Okay, at least it probably won't die. Also, considering this is a pre-deploy map and you have nothing else to spend funds on, don't be afraid to put some of your damage units on cities to repair them. It's, again, you have no other use for your funds, so you might as well use them on repairs. Anyway, AW has lots of indirect units on the other side of the river. They won't really come into play until later. Okay, also, and then again, this is laser day. Yeah, today is laser day, but I reckon that I've set up my indirect units here to be able to actually take out the first laser. Yep, one laser is destroyed already. It only got one shot off. That's going to be a bit of a help, because that laser would have covered the next road up. So, yeah. And keeping some mechs in ambush for that tank was going to pay off quite a bit. Oh, wow, very, very nice there. Didn't even take any damage at all. Now, yes, the second laser, though, we will not be able to destroy it before it has a chance to fire. So, everything that is on that road there is going to have to get the hell off. Except this guy. This guy, you're going to be... okay, good, you destroyed that. Perfect. You there are unfortunately going to get hit in the face by the laser. I am very, very terribly sorry, but yeah. Now, destroying that laser is going to be really helpful here, because if I... 136%! Oh, I love overkill sometimes. Imagine if that had been a Neo tank. Wow. Anyway, you see that area 1 space up the road here that I'm moving this tank onto right now, that would have been in laser range if I hadn't destroyed it. So, yeah, destroying the lasers, while not essential to winning this mission, is actually quite helpful. And again, your indirect units are your best bet at doing that, because it means that they can stay out of laser range. Now, that medium tank, okay, now, thankfully, okay, that APC is going to get hit by the laser, but I don't really care, because once again, the unit inside is going to be safe, so that's fine. This medium tank, because it's not really going to be doing anything, and it actually can't escape from that laser if it goes forward, it's going to head down here and smash that tank right there. And as for my artillery, well, I'm not really sure what they're going to do, but anyway. And yes, it is once again laser day, and you're going to see what happens when your units get hit by lasers. Fortunately, they're two relatively unimportant units. So, both of those took 5 HP damage. Like always, non-combat damage cannot actually kill units, but it can do a hell of a lot of damage to them, and that's what we really need to watch out for. Seriously, I reckon that even an infantry could take out that tank now. So, Those mechs are approaching the cities. Yes, speed really is of the essence in this mission. If you don't get to those cities fast enough, you are definitely going to lose. So, but you also can't be too hasty. Again, that's what the enemy wants. This is a trap, after all. And I could have just medium tanked him without using the infantry, but oh well. This is a trap, after all. The enemy wants you to rush into them, and because of that, if you rush, you are going to get basically slaughtered. So, especially that blockade of tanks up there, the 2 tanks and a medium tank. Yeah, that blockade there. We need to be careful how we deal with them. I'm pretty sure that they won't actually move until you get really close to them. They're there to actually just to stop you from getting to the cities. So, but you need to pick the right time to rush them. Preferably, hitting them with 2 medium tanks is probably a good idea. And I haven't lost any units yet, have I? You know, I reckon it is totally possible to clear this without losing a single unit, and that'll help your technique ranking quite a lot. If you don't get a perfect technique score doing that, something's very, very wrong with the game. But anyway, like I said before, don't be afraid to waste your funds on repairs. You don't need the funds for anything else anyway, so you might as well use them on repairs. And these two are going to go forward. Good thing there's a lot of roads on this map, so these rockets are actually useful. Otherwise, yeah, the rockets are not going to be as useful once we get into the heavily wooded area across the river, but still. And yes, as you can see, the cities are already being captured. Again, though, fortunately, okay, Ada has more tanks coming, and he's very soon going to have his super, so, as Ada does, obviously. But, yes, we need to... Wow, if Colin had this much money... Oh, yeah, Colin would just love this much money, wouldn't he? Now, again, today is Laser Day. Basically, whenever I check the range of the lasers, it is Laser Day. So you need to watch out for that. Don't put your units... See how I'm keeping one space away there? Yeah, make sure you're doing that, otherwise you're going to get lasered. Possibly one of the biggest and most embarrassing ways you can totally derp this mission is to forget which day is Laser Day. And believe me, I've done that on a map where lasers are much more dangerous, but that's for another time, and I mean a really long time. And yes, everything off the road, because yes, it is Laser Day, and we need to watch out for that. I just keep... Yeah, I keep stressing that, but again, always remember Laser Day. Laser Day! And good, next turn is no Laser Day, so yeah. Of course, this city is also, Black Hole now owns this place day, which for those 2 cities, so, but we will probably be taking them back later. Okay, we really need to watch Ada's power meter here. Chances are he is definitely going to get his super this turn, and that means we might get rushed by a few more medium tanks than I'd expect. Question here is, do I hit the laser with these rockets, or do I go for that tank? In the end, I decided to go for this tank, because I figure we're going to be out of range of this laser anyway. It's going to be pretty much a complete non-issue after this point. And I just felt like I really, really need these medium tanks to get through the blockade now. Because otherwise, those cities are going to get taken, and I, of course, don't want that, because we lose if we lose all the cities. Fortunately, the abundance of roads means that a lot of the enemies don't have defense stars to back them up, and getting hit by Kanbei's units plus no defense stars equals major pain, as you've seen, no doubt, several times throughout this mission. Speaking of major pain, I believe I will be showing off Kanbei's super this time, so you can look forward to that. And yes, believe me, major pain is right. Get some mechs out there. Get up here. You up here. Where's my other... Okay, you could go on laser destroying duty, I believe. And possibly the other artillery as well. And yeah, out of laser range. Even though it's no Laser Day today. You know, I may have derped here and thought it was Laser Day, I'm not sure why, but again, just, at least, yep, of course, I knew it, he's got his super, and of course, his super means his infantry will be getting to the cities faster than normal as well, so you'll have to watch out for that too. That's, yeah, Ada's super, it's always really annoying whenever he uses it. It's got so many applications, as I've told you before. Whoa, see, yep, super speedy mech time, and yeah, we are definitely losing cities. Okay, we are well on our way to losing half of them, and that's not good. That's, for that reason, we've actually, that's why we had to break their blockade today. Because seriously. 2 and 3, and we definitely need to get there as fast as we possibly can. Now, today is Laser Day, so hopefully, though, it won't be that much of a problem. Thankfully, we have some artillery here backing us up. Yeah, you want to break through the enemy's units as fast as you possibly can, because if you can get to the cities and actually start killing off the enemy's foot soldiers, that is going to be extremely helpful. So I guess I've said basically all I can so far. Well, I've said a lot about this mission, so I guess now it's time for me to talk about what I promised to talk to you guys about, and that is how I like how this mission does a lot of stuff for Kanbei's character. You see, in the first game, well, I kind of alluded to it earlier on, but Kanbei was, let's just say, a bit of a derp. And by a bit of a derp, I mean a complete and total derp. If you just go look up some videos of that game, like, there's some quite good people out there who've played through that game. Yeah, look up some videos of that game, and just look how much of a derp Kanbei is when you're facing him. Yeah, I mean, his units are intimidating to face as always, and some of his missions are actually kind of difficult. There's one where you're facing him and he has a huge pre-deploy army, and you know how Kanbei and pre-deploy is, it's pretty overpowered. And, well, yeah. But then he starts going on about how, oh, I know the reason why I'm failing. It is because I do not have any bases to deploy more troops. Haha. Get me a base and I shall deploy some more troops. Haha. And then, well, he finds one and he's like, yes, I have a base now. And then he gives the now infamous line, I shall deploy a mountain of troops. And, well, yeah, the infamous quote-unquote mountain of troops incident, yep. Well, let's just say that base was pretty poorly positioned, to say the least. I'll just spoil it for you right now. It's a base that's only capable of creating land units. It's on a very small island surrounded by water with no beaches, so no hope of landers ever getting there. And, well, it's basically completely useless. Not to mention the mission does not rely on brute force at all. I believe it's a capturing mission, so yeah, that was, well, interesting. Okay, he doesn't have any power meter. Let's go. For the first time, here we go. I love that quote. Perfectly fitting for this mission too, actually. So, finally, we get to show Samurai Spirit! I love this power so much, because it's just ridiculous. Again, completely unsubtle, but who needs subtlety when you're using this guy? Kanbei's units, both offensively and especially defensively, become utter beasts under the effects of Samurai Spirit. Believe me, in the enemy phase, they're pretty much not even going to be able to damage me at all. Just look at that firepower boost, and if you realize that the defense boost is equal to that, yeah, Samurai Spirit is pretty awesome. And again, it makes counterattacks do more damage, but seriously, like you'll be needing that, really. It's not like you actually need it, because you're already ridiculously overpowered as it is. So, yeah, that's basically Kanbei's super, so let me just get back to what I was saying. So basically, in that game, Kanbei was depicted almost like, okay, once again, okay, now I've got to the cities and I can start killing them. It's a good idea to prioritize the infantry that are in the process of capturing but haven't actually captured yet, because that way you're actually stopping them from getting a city, except I can't do that now because I don't have enough movement. Well, at least he's not going to be able to capture it this turn, so that's good. Again, see, they did like nothing. Prioritize the ones that are in the process of capturing, not the ones who have actually captured something already, because, yeah, you want to do that, let's just say. So again, apologies for using TV tropes terms here, but Kanbei in the first game was the classic Lord Error-prone archetype, which is sort of the character who thinks they're all, you know, really awesome and actually is a complete and total moron. There are a lot of examples of that throughout many, many games, and, well, Kanbei was pretty typical of that thing back then. Oh, of course, he's on his normal, which means he's going to use it. I've never seen that ad quote before, but Wow, that feels like a massive burn considering the title of this chapter and who he's fighting, really. Wow, that is... I mean, I knew Adder was a dick, but wow. Now, yeah, this looks very, very bad, but don't worry, I have this under control. It might look like it, but it might not look like it, but I have this completely under control. Don't worry, again, I have this under control. Yep, totally under control, yep. I mean, that may or not be why these cities are on fire, but no, I have this situation totally under control. Anyway, like I was saying, Kanbei, back then, and that is in artillery range, isn't it? Yes, it is. So, yeah, he was kind of like that, and he was basically a massive moron. Pass me, should have attacked from the road and not gone into artillery range. You fool. Wow, pass me, you're almost as dumb as Advance Wars 1 Kanbei sometimes. So, yeah, he was kind of depicted as sort of an idiot back then, and this mission, I feel, is this game's way of making up for that. With this mission, it shows that while Kanbei does definitely fall into honor before reason territory, he's not stupid, and in fact there are some situations where this kind of mentality is actually a really good thing. In fact, I've read somewhere that this kind of thing, you know, charging your troops into an obvious trap just to protect the city that's not quote-unquote strategically important, has actually happened a lot in real-life wars. And seriously, sometimes protecting the people does come first, and that's something that Kanbei really shows quite well. And again, this mission shows that, yeah, like Sonya, he does have heart when he needs to, and he, again, has kind of gone out of his idiocy phase. And yes, even though he's charging into a trap, he does have Sonya to back him up for the strategy, and he's got a lot better at listening to her, by the way. In the first game, he was, another extent of his idiocy was the fact that Sonya would always try to explain to him, "Father, you're being a derp," but he would never quite get it, and he'd always be like, "Oh, don't worry, Sonya, I have this. I'm totally not derping here. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this base on the middle of an island in the middle of nowhere that doesn't do anything. Ha!" I don't know why I'm doing that voice, but anyway. Anyway, yes. But, so, yeah, that's basically all I have to say here, and, apart from a slight smattering of indirect units, Ada does not really have very much left, so now really it's simply a job of taking out these things before they take our cities. And, oh, I can't hit the full HP infantry that's in the process of capturing, obviously, but, that one can. And I still don't believe I've lost a single unit yet. Hopefully, that doesn't... Hopefully I didn't speak too soon. Please tell me I did not speak too soon. That would be very bad. Oh, you know, if I'd hit that thing with the rockets first, maybe I would have killed it. Oh, well. Doesn't really matter. But yes, you don't really need to worry that much about the speed score in this mission, because speed is not... Well, you already are acting very fast anyway, because if you go too slowly, they are going to capture all the cities and you will fail the mission anyway, so it's not like you're going to have to go out of your way to get the speed ranking, because once again, this is a very speed-oriented mission to begin with. And that's down. Now I can just focus on taking you guys out. And yes, once we recapture these cities, we can start using them for repairs, which is good, because we've got so much money that we pretty much... if only funds carried over between missions, that would be totally broken if you were playing as Colin. But speaking of Colin, I guess this is a Kanbei mission. I guess I should take a chance to maybe mention the, Dual Strike. Again, I might actually get around to playing Dual Strike one day, but until then, I guess I could just mention... In Dual Strike, one combo that some people like using is Colin and Kanbei. Often two opposites tend to work well with each other in Dual Strike team-ups. Just look at Grit and Max for one. But the whole idea of it is, Colin buys a whole mass of units for really cheap, switch over to Kanbei, and suddenly they're all massively powerful. That's the main strategy that you use there. And it can work pretty well sometimes. It is kind of cool, that kind of thing. Now... Once all the infantry are taken care of, short of extreme feats of leaving your units in range of indirect units, There is no way you can possibly lose this mission after those infantry are gone. There is honestly no way you can lose. Right, let's see if we can saturate them with targets, so that they won't completely, totally annihilate our own rockets. Yes, target saturation. That's a good strategy here. That is a, yeah, good strategy here. Target saturation. I don't know why I'm repeating myself, but it's a good strategy for luring cannons as well. But here we're just going to make sure that those rockets don't hammer our rockets too hard. Now, depending on how smart the AI is, I may or may not actually lose something here. Losing one unit is probably fine for technique score, but it would be very nice to do this one without a single casualty. Laser Day! Not like it's relevant anymore. Actually, those woods before are actually going to get hit pretty hard by that. Well, the laser hits everything equally hard, but I mean, anything in those woods is going to get hit pretty hard. Okay, good, they're dispersing their fire. Great, that means that hopefully nothing is going to die. Please tell me I didn't speak too soon. And you're running. Okay, the annoying thing about this mission is that once you've reduced him to just his indirect units, Ada has this really annoying tendency to try and run away like a little sissy, and that gets very, very annoying for your speed rank. So, you want to try and actually get out here and take him out. Okay, the laser did fire last turn, so I'm safe from lasers this turn. Just want to be aware that next turn, that the turn after next is Laser Day again, and oh great, you're going to get hit. Getting hit's kind of an inevitability. I can't talk. An inevitability here, but it doesn't really matter as much, because what really matters is taking these things out before, once again, they run away like little sissies. Because that is what tends to happen at this point, and again, really annoying when you're going for the speed rank. Oh, by the way, again, in case you're wondering, those lasers don't count in the slightest towards your power ranking or anything like that. In Dual Strike, you... really? Okay, I have a feeling you're going to use this power to run, aren't you? And if you are, I'm going to be very, very annoyed. Oh, you're staying still. Oh, no, you might actually die. Oh, we did lose something. Oh, we didn't quite do this with no casualties. Oh, damn it. Oh, I dedicate this mission to the memory of that one artillery unit. Oh, not quite. And that would be going into laser range. Stupid forest. Okay, yeah, this is the part where things get really annoying, because, again, not only do you have him running away like a little coward, but, well, you sort of, oh boy, if that thing gets hit by the laser and then it gets rocketed, I might derpily lose something else here. But yeah, this is where things get really annoying. He only has 3 things left, but they're all, again, I'm pretty sure the laser does not count for routing, oh, and down 1 HP. Okay, if this thing gets hit, please don't shoot the 1 HP. A medium tank, please. Please, please, please don't. Damn it! Oh, I'm gonna lose 2, aren't I? I could have done this without that. That was really, really dumb, I will admit. I just was sort of blinded and just blindedly rushed in, and I think it's a good time for a normal power here. Yep, we're going to need a morale boost to get over those 2 losses, but hopefully, though, things will be a bit better, and I'm pretty sure that I can take him out completely. You idiots! Pass me, you're a moron! Attack that rocket with your mech, and the medium tank could go through, and you're a moron, pass me! Seriously, you are dumber than Advance Wars 1 Kanbei. Because that mech now can't hit the APC, and that's out of range. You moron! You could have won this! Right there, you could have won this, right then and there, if you had attacked the rockets with your mech, and not the medium tank, you would have had this won. I hate pass me sometimes. Oh... I took 1 turn more than I should have, for no real reason, other than that I am a complete derp! Oh, I'm very angry at myself now, actually. Oh, pass me. Oh, what will I ever do with you? I hate you sometimes, you dumb idiot. Yeah, bad news, Ada, we're kinda dead. Funny you should say that. I did not destroy the second one. Yeah, he says that he lost the laser, that you lost the laser cannons, yeah, and he talks about the factory. I guess they want you to do this mission as the one before the factory, but, we've got one more before the factory, but anyway. I like how, yeah, that laser cannon's perfectly intact. Yeah, and the villagers are thankful. Nice. But, yeah, Flak still... okay, admittedly, it is Flak we're talking about, and he most likely can't count to 2, but still. And yes, this here shows that, yeah, Kanbei has developed quite a lot since the first game. He is no longer a complete and total idiot, even though he does go for honor before reason. And yes, like here. But, yeah. But yeah, he is a little reckless, but sometimes recklessness pays off. Now, if that derp cost me my perfect... oh my god, if that cost me my perfect speed score, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Admittedly, maybe I would have got 98 if I'd finished one turn earlier, but seriously, losing out on perfect speed because of that... my god, if that cost me perfect speed... seriously. Okay, I'll see you next time. I'll stop hating on myself. Derp!